What's up? It's your boy Rampage Jackson. I'm here with the best co-host, Bear DeGidio.
We're here. We got another amazing guest, but Rampage, before we go into this guest, we are having the biggest sale of the year. JAXXON.com up to 50% off site-wide. The best-selling chain stacks, our best-selling iced-out chains, sweat-proof, custom class, durable, made to be worn every day, and styles for everybody, from bracelets to chains. Make sure you guys go check out JAXXON.com up to 50% off site-wide right now. And don't forget, if you're looking for all the limited edition clothing, you can go to JAXXONClub.com. You can use promo code YT15 for 15% off. And you can catch the shorts that we've been training in, the jackets, the eyewear, everything that the guests have been wearing. We appreciate everybody's support. Before we jump right into this podcast with this amazing guest, we just want to say thank you for everything you guys have been doing. Leave comments and make sure you guys tag us on Instagram if you've been picking up some pieces. By the way, quick little announcement too while we're here, because he got one already. Next week, next Thursday, is the release of our first ever collaboration t-shirt with JAXXON and Rampage. It's the original Rampage JAXXON logo, like that facial image of him like standing in the cage, right? So shout out to our boy who took the photo, Hans.
That's the hardest shirt I ever had.
Yeah. That's so right. Shout out to Hans for giving us the image that we've been looking
on
for.
Account.
Yep.
Most love.
And we were looking for this image forever, and Rampage, like, I know who took that. So Hans gave us the image. We built the tee. So the Rampage JAXXON and the JAXXON Jewelry tee will be available on JAXXON Club next week, Thursday, on the release of our show with Teofimo Lopez live. There's only going to be 200 pieces worldwide sold. It's going to be on JAXXONClub.com. So if you guys want the Rampage JAXXON tee, if you want to show Rampage love for helping me build the biggest MMA podcast in the world, make sure you go show him love and pick up one of his tees. It's on JAXXON Club.
What's up? This your boy, Rampage Jackson, and we're here with Bear. We got a special guest, one of the sickest boxers out there right now, Teofimo, the Takeover, Lopez, is in the building.
That was nice.
I love it.
That was nice.
Yeah,
that was good. You did a
good.
great pronunciation.
I did it right this time.
Yeah. One of the goats. One of the living goats.
I heard you were one of the goats. I didn't want to mess up your name because I got these big ass lips, and my lips so big, I'd be fumbling over words and stuff, man. These lips big as hell. I got that from my dad, and I'm fumbling over words.
All them words.
All them words. I do have a speech problem. Y'all haven't known. I try to hide it because I'm from the South and I got like a Southern accent, and I be messing up all these words.
You sound great.
Nah, Teofimo is a interesting name though. At the same time, like I said, it's bred from Spain. My grandfather actually, or my great grandfather.
All right, for real? You Spanish?
Yeah. So I'm Spain and Honduran.
Honduran?
Yeah.
Where's Honduran? Is that in Hungary?
No,
Honduran.
I'm Honduran. It's Honduras.
All from Honduras.
Yeah. So it's all in Central America, and it's been great. Honestly, the name is different. It's unique. Not many people have it. There's only 3 in the world now. It's my father, me, and my son.
See, when I first heard your name, I thought it meant that you was somebody's uncle.
Oh, Teo? Yeah. Like Teo, it could be different things. Teo, depending where you're at too. A lot of that plays. It's we may all be like Latinos or Spanish, but our Spanish are different. It's like when you go to different how can I say, when you go to different countries or states, everyone got their own slang, their own.
Yeah, I learned that when I dated my first Puerto Rican girl. She was Puerto Rican and Colombian, right? And she grew up in Puerto Rico, and she moved here, and she was speaking Spanish, right? And she told me a story that they call in Puerto Rico, they call like a hair clamp or something, a pinche. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then she was saying, like, when she was a kid, she would ask for a pinche, and some Mexican person got mad at her, like, don't cuss in front of your mama. And she was like, what the hell? And so I guess Spanish pinche means like fuck or something.
Yeah, like, but it means, pinche is a bad word that the Mexicans hate. Yeah,
but Puerto Rico is like a hair thing. And I thought that was fun. Like, oh, damn, so all Spanish is not to say different dialects.
Exactly, yeah. Nah, but it's pretty cool though. I'm happy about it. Teofimo is different, but I was always looking for an alias, like a name, a nickname for like my ring and stuff. And 2018, at the end of 2017, going into the new year, we got into me and my sister, and we was talking. I was like, I need something for my nickname. Get to this. And I was like, man, I always talk about the world, Chico, and everything in it, Scarface, all this and that. And the third, it came to it. I was like, yo, Takeover, I need to do something different. And she was like, you want to call it a Takeover? And I was like, the Takeover. And then it just, from there on, and we just started taking over.
That's a sick ass nickname.
Takeover.
Bear, what's your nickname? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. For years, I thought Bear was your nickname. I didn't know it was your real fucking name.
Yeah, Bear DeGidio.
I can't even say your last name. DeGidio.
DeGidio. It's Italian.
It's Italian, yeah?
Yeah, it's Italian.
How you say DeGidio?
Like, imagine 4 letters. D-G-D-O. DeGidio.
DeGidio.
Fuck that name.
Yo, he different.
DeGidio.
He be fumbling over people's names every podcast.
Yeah, I'm
he
bad
don't care.
I'm bad with that.
He's a street soldier.
Yeah.
He stole that from Bobby Green. The street
You got, hey, you got me fucked up. I ain't steal shit from nobody, man. I ain't steal shit from nobody.
Huh? Bobby Green in the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
He be wilding out, right?
Yeah.
So Bobby Green, he's the street soldier.
Oh, okay,
so then Rampage was wearing this chain. He like, damn, Rampage stole my name. I go, yeah, you right. Rampage stole that from you. That sucks.
How in the fuck? I'm older than this motherfucker.
Didn't you have him on you?
I had this chain for years.
So did you steal that in from Bobby Green?
No.
All right, just
listen. This is a street soldier. I'm God's street soldier. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Memphis, right? I was supposed to die a couple times. I don't know if I told this story before, but when I was in this like 5th or 6th grade, this dude named Lil Steve, he just got out of prison a couple years ago. He put a gun up to my head and pulled the trigger because we was fighting. He put the gun to my head and pulled the fucking trigger, and I hit him right in his motherfucking eye, swole his motherfucking eye. He dropped the gun. I told my cousins to go and pick up the gun. They was all scared. We was all getting jumped because we live right down the street from the project. This is where my cousin lived. And the gun fucking went off when it hit the fucking ground. And then he took the same gun. It's like an old fucking regular ass gun. He took the same gun later on that week and tried to rob the fucking barbershop.
Oh,
in his project. In his projects where it was like a Head Start, and there was a lot of bullshit. It was a barbershop up there and then a corner store. And he had a mask on. They knew his dumb ass because he lived there. Yeah. And he pointed the gun at the barber. The barber was like, man, get that shit out of my face, Lil Steve. And he fucking shot the dude in a chair, killed him. And the story is that was his cousin, like a little kid. And he was in prison for like fucking 30-something years. And he just got, Lil Steve was the toughest kid in the projects. And I was the toughest kid in my neighborhood. And we used to always go to war. We was always fighting stuff. But he wanted to kill me that day. And since that day, you know what I'm saying, you know, I've just been walking a little bit different. And I see God like saved me a lot. He changed my life and stuff like that. So I've always been God's street soldier. But I tatted it on my arm like years ago when I was fighting in Pride because Tito started wearing camouflage. So I got the tourniquet tattooed on my arm because I told Tito, like, man, you can't wear camouflage. That's my stick. He said, man, I ain't gonna get mad at you if you wear some flames. I'm like, but I ain't no flamer though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a street soldier.
Yeah.
And then I got that tattooed on my arm. Let Tito know, like.
So it's your name. You came up with it.
I came up with it. And that's before Bobby Green was probably in elementary, high school.
I just want to make sure because the takeover, that's an interesting story. He was looking for a name. He wanted something. Like, what happened? You just felt like you needed it for promotion?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what can I really do? I was trying to also think about like making logos and stuff. I'm like, how can I really mix this with my name? Teofimo is such a complex name, honestly.
It's a dope name.
It's a dope name, but
did you trademark it and stuff?
Takeover?
Yeah.
Nah, that's why you see it on Netflix. That's why you see it everywhere else.
But
Netflix has it as the Takeover. It's because I want to see how big this brand of the Takeover could really be, and it shows.
Yeah, but he still can trademark it with your name.
I got different.
Your whole name.
Yeah, I come up with different ones though. Right now, I got like Worldwide Takeover. You know, different little things I play with. I like to expand. I like to that change, that thing that we was talking about earlier. It's all about change and how much can I really expand. I want to use, if we have only 10% of what we need to use out of the 100 in our brain, then I want to take advantage of that.
Smart man.
I would love to see him on a yacht.
I'll be doing backflips.
Yeah, promoting Worldwide Takeover and singing Boats and Hoes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You watch Step Brothers?
Of course.
You watch movies?
Step Brothers.
Yeah, you watch movies, you chill?
Man, yeah, White Chicks, Step Brothers, Dumb and Dumber.
You think you and Rampage could do Boats and Hoes on a yacht together?
Heck yeah.
Man, I'm down with that. I'm down.
So to bring it
Prestige
back,
worldwide.
I would love to see you sing. So to bring this back, like to understand a little bit for, you know, we have such an amazing podcast audience right now. We're growing the show and we just hit almost 44,000 subscribers. It's been like 2 months of shows in here. That's a little something light, something light. And, you know, they engage with us. They love it. And you're one of the first people that we're going to be dropping on this podcast. and you're one of the greatest boxers of all time. So it's obviously an honor to have you here.
Yeah,
we
man.
definitely appreciate you coming to the JAXXON house over here.
Yeah. And I'm getting into boxing heavy because I plan on fighting Shannon Briggs. We trying to fight out there in Saudi Arabia.
Nice.
We just got back from that Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight. Did you watch that one?
I saw bits of it. I saw highlights too.
So you didn't see the whole fight.
I ain't see the whole thing.
So we can't even ask you like what you.
We're gonna ask him,
but he ain't see the whole fight.
Well, I trust my father.
Your father saw it?
He's a coach. He's my coach. He knows what he's doing, and we kind of see the same thing.
So your he watched the whole fight.
Yeah.
Is your father biased towards boxing?
No.
Okay, so tell me, what did your father tell you about the fight?
He said that Fury looked tired towards the ends of the rounds, and then he told me that he doesn't look good. He had a hard time trying to figure out Ngannou, and it showed. So I mean, stuff like that, and he felt like he did win. You know, he felt like Ngannou won.
Your dad felt like Ngannou won. Yeah,
I agree.
Tell your dad this black dude from Memphis, Tennessee, named Rampage Jackson says he's a real one.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Because I, in my opinion, just from watching the fight, obviously I'm not a world-class boxer. I'm not a world-class champion in UFC and MMA. But Fury looked like he didn't come prepared. Looked like he didn't care. It looked like he didn't really take Ngannou seriously. Right. And then I think when he got rocked, he goes, okay, cool. Now I need to turn it up a little bit. And I felt like when he went to turn it up a little bit, he couldn't slip the way he could slip. He couldn't move the way he could move. And I felt like he was losing his technique. And I don't feel like he gave him Fury. I felt like he just gave him whatever he could come up with in the ring. I felt like he had no game plan after he got dropped.
But this is the crazy thing. Out there, it was a lot of, legends and fighters and athletes and all different type things, right? And this one British journalist, he was interviewing everybody, and he asked us our thoughts, our opinions. And he said he interviewed 40 fighters and everybody. He said, I was the only one who got it right. They said that Francis is going to shock the world. Yeah. He said no one believed in it. So if you think about that, think about this as a fighter. Think about this. You training for this guy, and in your mind, it's a gimmick fight. And you the best in the world, undefeated. You beat everybody, and this guy never even stepped in a boxing ring before I had a boxing match. How hard is it? How hard would it be for you to get motivated to train hard and to fight this guy?
Oh, to fight any guy like that and across the different arsenal. Because that's what it is, really. It's all, boxing is a form of mixed martial arts as well. However, I would say like the hardest part is the fact that you just can't forget that you are facing a fighter. No matter who it is and what their style is, you're facing a fighter.
Right, because that's
a great point.
Yeah, because you know what, he don't have like a big inflated ego. So, but Tyson, even though he's a good guy, I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. Don't get me wrong, but it seemed like to me watching that fight, I already knew he was going to underestimate him. I knew that was going to happen. Everything I said happened. I was sitting right next to my friend Odell. You know what I'm saying? He's an Iraqi MMA fighter. He was out there in Saudi Arabia already. We linked up and we went to the fights. And so I said, watch this. He don't know how to game plan for him because he ain't never had no boxing match. So he can watch his MMA fights, but he don't know what to look out for, right? And I said, watch this. He got his ass kicked the first round. Watch how he come out the next round. He going to come out with a different style. Sure enough, he did. He came out with a different style in the next round. I said, watch this. That style didn't work for him, so he gonna come out with a different style the next round. Third round, he came out with a different style and got dropped. Yep. And then his head went to shit. And like he said, he tried to pick it up and stuff like that, but he didn't prepare in training camp the way he normally prepares for his fight. Because when he fought Wilder the first time, I think he was out for over 10 seconds when he fought Wilder, but whatever. But the second time he fought Wilder, it was a whole different story.
Exactly.
If you were in Fury's camp and you were with Fury, put yourself in his shoes, how would you have prepared against a guy like Ngannou?
No promotion. Let them promote it. You're the name. Don't do their job. You already did your part. You got the fight. You guys are going to Saudi. You're going to make a lot of money. Got pay-per-view on top of it. Got ESPN backhand on it. And who else, right? Saudi, the Prince. All those. Honestly, you just tell him no promotion. That's another thing that kills you. That whole fight week, what is he doing? Ngannou, I didn't really see him as much out there promoting. He did a couple interviews. Who knows if he's just resting afterwards and training. But Fury, you was there. Can't really say on my end. Just from the point of view of what I'm seeing on the internet, yeah, for sure. I see that Fury was just doing more, being at the dinners, gatherings, a lot more. That kills your body. Because you're constantly training over and over and over. But when you get into a fight, your body needs all that rest because you've done all that hard work, that whole camp.
You know what? I think a big factor going on in Fury's mind as well is that he had already signed that fight with Alexander Usyk.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's playing in the back of your mind.
They moved it to February because of the cut on his eye.
Yeah, but Usyk, I heard he was not happy about that. But think about going to that fight. He already signed like a big fight with another fighter, so he got to worry about, I can't get cut. I got to do this. So that already showed.
It's too much.
It's too much, and he overlooked
and Netflix on top of that.
Yeah, having a Netflix show, he has a show.
I didn't know that.
He has a good show with his family. As a boxer, when you look at a guy like Tyson Fury, obviously he had a very controversial win and kind of like, I would just say, battle against Wilder. What do you feel of Fury? What do you feel of him as a boxer? Is he one of the greatest heavyweights of all time? Is he as good as everybody says he is?
I just say of this era.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Not of all time.
Of
See,
this
the thing
era.
is that people don't understand. Maybe they don't understand that when some fighters say all time, they probably meaning all time of their time.
Yeah.
Of their era. Yeah. But it's not overall. We're talking about all time. We're talking about centuries. Yeah. We're talking about more than just decades. So I analyze it off of that. I just go off of, like, he's the greatest of this era as an entertainer for boxing. He's done a lot, helped it. He's like, the Conor McGregor of MMA over there on that platform.
Yeah.
So I just weigh it off like that, man. I see it, though. The whole thing, I know so many people are upset. They say Ngannou won and they got robbed. Seeing the comments, the backlash, I didn't say much on it because I kind of know how it works. But like, how you say Socrates?
Yeah.
He says one thing I could tell you is that I know nothing.
Socrates.
Socrates. And I like that. So
yeah.
I may say I know stuff, but I don't. But when you see it, it's boxing business. It wasn't a sport business of like, let's make it a fair game and a fair match. No. Fury had to win because they have other fights and other things aligned.
Technique-wise and as a boxer, you think Fury is one of the most dominant heavyweights?
He's on his way out, but yeah, he still has his things. But what can you really say after the Ngannou fight?
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
You're only as good as your last fight in fighting.
And really, in reality,
yeah,
Rampage knows the best.
Yeah,
it's really what it is.
That's what it is.
So would you say, judging based off this last fight, do you think his time's
what
done?
These fighters don't understand, like boxers, they don't understand. I understand this part. MMA, anyone in that arsenal, even fencing, for crying out loud. These guys are going to give you a hard time because it's a different rhythm, it's a different pace, it's a different style, complete style. It's awkward. We call it awkward because we ain't never seen it before.
Because it's not traditional boxing.
Absolutely not. It's not like 1, 2, 1, 2. It's not no beat. Well, with MMA, you're gonna get different things because they do different. You guys do different work.
Do you see that elbow Fury through?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about that? What do you think about the elbow?
Man,
that was intentional.
Oh yeah,
you think so?
Yeah. I know so.
You think Fury's elbow is intentional?
No, because as a fighter, you're gonna throw a right hand. You don't cuff the right hand and throw the elbow. I don't care if I get shit for it. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Hey, that's why everybody loves this guy. It's because he's as real as it comes, and he says it black and white. Like, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of people have said the exact same thing. If you know you're gonna throw it, you're not gonna tuck in your wrist. You're not gonna tuck in the hand. I'm not saying that because I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter, but yeah,
he's a professional boxer.
Right,
that's done it for a decade. Over a decade.
I felt like he was trying to cut Francis. He was trying to cut him.
He's trying to knock him out with an elbow.
He was trying to knock him out with the elbow, or cut him?
The elbows don't knock you out that much. You can't get knocked out from an elbow, but they're more designed to cut.
So you think he was trying to cut him?
He was trying to cut him, because
I'll take the best.
Yeah. You can get knocked out from an elbow. You can, but they're more designed to cut the fighter, and so you end the fight, and you scar for life. I got scars on my eyes for life from elbows.
That's a crazy take because
I got mine from headbutts.
No way.
Yeah. Lomachenko, who was it? Kambosos?
Yeah, the Kambosos fight was crazy. The Lomachenko fight was crazy.
What's your record? What's your record?
Now I'm 19-1, 13 knockouts.
Oh, damn.
Crazy knockout.
I'm a 10-time world champion, 2-time divisional world champion, 2-time lineal world champion. However, in the politics of boxing, they're going to call me as a 7-time world champion, despite Josh Taylor being undisputed and never lost to anybody until I came in the ring with him.
Man, that's what's up. I heard that Bear was a 10-time ass-eating champion.
10 times?
10 times. That's the word around Orange County.
Who told you?
No.
Who told you? Who told you?
I ain't gonna tell you her name, but she was telling all your business.
Last night I saw this man. He was walking down Newport Beach Boulevard. He had one black shoe on, one white shoe on, and a werewolf costume. I go, I never seen a man in my life howl that loud. I go, that's got to be Rampage. I pull over. I go, Rampage. He goes, yo, what up? I go, I knew it was him.
He lied. Bro.
What about Gizmo?
What about?
Was he in the mix?
Yeah. Hey, whenever I bring a chick home, my dog Gizmo, man, he thinks it's threesome time.
Yo.
Yeah, so
I be trying to smash. He be trying to lick on the titties.
Just so
and shit.
people see what's going on here. I walk into the podcast room and I hear you telling him a story that you was doing something, and all of a sudden you was like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere I was getting licked in this year and this year. I go, damn, there must be another girl in the room, and then I looked and it was Gizmo, and Gizmo's Rampage's dog. So you thought you was having a three-way, but really it was just you, a girl, and Gizmo.
Look, Gizmo's a little freak. He a little freak. Anytime I bring a girl over trying to smash, he trying to get up in the mix.
Oh man,
he be like stealing their panties and everything.
I don't think anybody on planet Earth would expect the guy that looks like you to have a dog that looks like this.
Hey.
Such a cute, adorable dog, and you're just this big champion. Like,
no, this is crazy. I didn't expect to have a dog like this. I had some big mastiffs. They passed away, but my daughter always wanted a dog, right? And on her 9th, my daughter's birthday is December 29th, and on her 9th birthday, we got her a dog for her birthday, but we got it on Christmas. The dog died on her birthday.
Oh, man.
And it was her 9th birthday, and my kids, they're straight A students, so we always go big for their birthdays. And I told her mom, I said, listen, don't tell her that her dog died on her birthday. We got a big birthday party planned for her and everything. And, I'm not with my ex anymore, and she's super petty. And I said, listen, I'm going to do it. She didn't want me to say it today. Yeah. I was stupid by telling her my plan. And I know a lot about kids, and so I was going to tell her, look, I got me a dog, and my dog cuter than your dog. And she was going to tell me, oh, my dog is in the hospital. Then I'm going to be like, all right, okay, then let me go home and puppy-proof my house, and you keep this dog, you keep Gizmo, and then in a couple of days, once I puppy-proof my house, I'll come back and get Gizmo, and your dog will be out of the hospital. And she was going to it was going to be like a smooth transition. Yeah. And then when I told her mom that plan, her mom would say, no, she's not going to be ready for the dog. So when I told my daughter the plan, a 9-year-old girl said, oh, I'm not ready for another dog. I knew right away her mom put that in her head and stuff. So I got stuck with Gizmo. That I was dating that damn Puerto Rican girl I talking about, and I said, man, I'm taking the damn dog back to the mom. What I look like with a little bit ass cute ass dog?
Like, man, pinche, bro.
She said, you better not take that dog back to the damn. She said, that's the cutest dog I ever seen, because he's Yorkie mixed with a Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
And at that time, nobody never
Yorkie
seen
mixed with a what?
Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu.
Oh, okay.
Shih Tzu.
Oh.
Shih Tzu. We're talking about bare ass.
I'm sorry, man. We go, bro. We go
all over the board. That's why I say you gotta come prepared.
I'm down for it.
Yeah. My bad. We want to learn more about you. It's more about you. It's not. But I had to defend myself with a little bit of that dog, though.
No, you had to.
Gizmo?
Yeah.
No,
you had to
they might be small, but they think they big. So it goes perfect.
Yeah,
I like that. Speaking of that, we talk about different weight classes: 130s, 35s, 40s. The way people box, the way people move. And a lot of people talk about you being the most dangerous man in the division. Obviously, we know. I mean, we don't know. But people be saying, is he coming back? Did he officially leave? Is he retired? Is he not retired? And everybody wants to know. Obviously, the rankings still have you as probably number one. I think a couple of people are probably scared. I don't think Haney wants to fight. I don't think Davis wants to fight. I don't even know. Maybe King Ryan wants to fight. King Ryan's going through a battle right now. He's got to get a big win on this next one. He's a phenomenal fighter. That would probably be one of the biggest fights of the year. Where do you see yourself right now? Before we start talking about your past, where do you see yourself right now moving forward? Because I think people are so interested in hearing from you. That's why we were so excited to have you on here.
No, thank you. Honestly, where am I at right now? I'm focusing on my personal life. My career is going well. It's fantastic. The only thing that's ever gotten me to be that exciting entertainer was always both were good at one point. And that's the reason why you saw that transition of the takeover coming so quickly. Becoming 2018 Sports Illustrated Prospect of the Year, so on and so forth. It generates how happy you are, because a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. So right now I'm just balancing everything now. And as far as retirement, fighting, whatnot, all this right now really is just with time. I'm trusting God's timing more than anything. He's the one that blocks the roads that I don't need to be in, and he makes sure that there's detours, there's routes, and I'm just taking all of those right now and spending more time with my son. I love it. being a father. And then as for fighting, I'm just waiting for all those guys to compete. You know, I did my part. I fought 3 times in a matter of 10 months.
What?
You know?
You fought 3 times in 10
3
months?
big fights.
So the thing is, like, I want to tell y'all something. This is good that we're on JAXXON Podcast. We here. We did it. We on. So when it comes to it, it's just like, I do a lot, man. I really do, and I've done a lot. However, it's just that I always tell people there's an antenna for every kind of industry, and in that antenna, it pretty much all these other sources, everyone around, whether it's Formula One, everything, magazines, all that, they all come to that antenna and they find out because that antenna is really what's gonna tell you this is what we got here. These are the goods that we could provide. Well, outside of that, they trying to provide all these other guys, but they foreshadow Teofimo on the side because I don't kiss ass and I don't let them run me. I don't just say, yes, sir, thank you. I'll take this 20 and I'll leave. No, I got to stand on something because at the end of the day, what is a man if he don't stand for nothing? No man at all. No soul. So you got to stand for something or, you know, you fall for anything. And a lot of that plays these roles. I'm too hard of a ball. Okay, that's fine. But I'm still going to always find my way to be fair. You know, so all these decisions that I make now, I'm still retired, yes. You know, until I go back in that ring, till we get a fight, till someone wants to step up and take this challenge.
That's what's up. Will you be interested in fighting in Saudi Arabia? Because they trying to. That's what they want to do. They want to do like some of the retired fighters put on like super fights and stuff like that.
No, yeah, absolutely. You know, those are things that are coming around as well. Exhibitions, maybe me and Pacquiao. Who knows? We can do stuff like that.
You and Pacquiao is an exhibition.
Oh, that'd be huge.
That would be huge.
That'd be huge.
You think you would be able to take him?
Yeah,
Easy.
it's good. I love southpaws, and I will fight the greatest one of times.
Why you say you love southpaws?
I love southpaws because I grew up with them. And haven't you seen my track record from Magdaleno to Lomachenko to Josh Taylor, all southpaws? I've put a
You
whooping.
feel like you could
I hate
dissect.
southpaws.
You feel like you could dissect the southpaw a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both of them I can, absolutely. However, southpaws, man, it's so easy. It's not as hard as y'all may see it as.
I
He
hate
says that as
southpaws.
this. He was fighting bums. He only fought the best southpaws ever. Lomachenko was one of the best fights ever. I think I ever watched.
And I fought him in his prime, fought him a good time.
Did you not-
He was
did you not-
number one. He was number one pound for pound in many people's listings, boxing experts.
Fuck
And
yeah.
no one gave him. I don't feel like a lot of people gave you a chance going into that.
No,
fight.
because I fucked everybody's money up.
Oh, that's
Vegas
what it
had
is.
me 4-1.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone had me counted out. I think only 2 said I would win out of the 20 experts. This time around for Taylor, there was 22 experts. All of them said I would lose.
Have you
Whether
ever bet on yourself?
by knockout and stuff, huh?
Have you ever
So
bet?
I took out $50K, $50,000 of cash for the Lomachenko fight. But I ain't trust nobody for it, so I put it back in. I would have made my mother money, man. But you know, I can't trust them.
I know.
can't.
You can't trust
I
nobody.
can't, and you can't do it with family because obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't do no.
You can
of
bet
that.
on. You can bet on yourself though, right? I heard you just can't bet against yourself. But I heard you. I thought
I mean,
you,
I think you could bet on yourself to win, but I
Yeah.
think just in general, I think every year they change the rules.
yeah, I heard you can bet on yourself to win, but you just can't bet on yourself to lose. Is that true? I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta
never-
talk to Floyd.
You think he been betting on himself every time? It's stupid though,
You
because
say you gotta talk to Floyd. You
I don't
a
get
real
it.
one.
I don't get it
He
though.
a menace.
But
He
I don't get
care.
it though.
That's how you know he a champ because he really stand on what he believes in. He stands on his own too.
But-
and that's
but
why
But guess
everybody
who's
loves him.
behind that?
Who?
Almighty Father, God.
That's what's up.
Amen.
Because when you stand on something, you're getting something bigger than what the world sees.
But what you mean when you said you got to ask Floyd? It went over my head. I didn't know.
Mayweather, man.
How do you think he'd be getting all that money?
He be betting on himself.
Well, I don't know. We don't want to throw accusations.
Speculating.
Yeah, I'm just, if anyone is the guy that goes into the game plans of bank robberies like that, legalized bank robberies, is Mayweather.
Yeah, but think about it. But I don't see this. This is where my ignorance come in about this stuff. 'Cause I've never bet before. I was going to bet on Francis, but I don't know how. Right, so I never gambled. I don't.
Okay, we got to get that fixed. I need anybody who owns a sports booking website or a betting website, contact your boy. Hit me up, Bear to GDO. We got to get Rampage a deal. He
Yeah.
needs a sports book deal
Yeah,
ASAP.
yeah. I don't know
we
how.
gonna take care of
so,
that.
So,
Nice.
And we gonna throw him a bag too.
Yeah,
He's doing too.
throw him back. So, so when Floyd fight, he's like never lost. So his odds shouldn't be worth betting on himself. I mean, betting on Floyd, it's not worth betting on Floyd.
You
Right?
got to understand there's a lot of other things in boxing that play a big key role into this. and especially with casinos and so on and so forth. You know, but that's like extending it. So it's
a crazy sport.
We gotta backtrack a bit.
Yeah, it's a crazy sport
on that topic. You know, and switch it up. I like the jewelry, by the way.
We got the biggest sale of the year right now, up to 50% off site wide. Plus, you get a free chain when you buy 2. So we got all kinds of crazy deals going on. But the number 1 men's jewelry brand in the world is how we're able to put on this amazing show.
Too. I like this emerald green.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you how I know. I'm gonna tell you how I know it's the number 1 is growing fast. I was just at the iPlace. I'm trying to get some contacts and glass so I can play video games. And we was leaving, and coach wearing the JAXXON thing. I got this JAXXON bag, and she was like, "Whoa! They making clothes and stuff now." I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "That company JAXXON." Like she said, "My husband wears the jewelry." Just some chick at the work. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." They making bags. They making luggage. I told her. I said, "Go." I said, "We doing podcasts too." I said, "Go check it out." She said, "Damn, I'm gonna tell my husband go check it out." I was like, just some random chick saw my coach Bobby the coach wearing the damn JAXXON.
Yeah, we trying to grow this and trying to provide a platform to fighters and boxers and athletes and MMA guys. That's why we built this JAXXON House here in Newport Beach. That's why we have the gym. So that way we can kind of help support our athletes and kind of build a good center around them and a good team around them. Because, dude, look how many athletes are at the top. They have all the money in the world, but they have no guidance on business or structure or marketing. So sometimes it's not money that people need. It's a good team. It's good friends. So that's why I think we have a good family here.
But watch this. Go ahead.
That's another thing too. Like, at least as far as I also have a lot of ideas as far as for the sport or for combat in general. Mm-hmm. So I want to work on that too at the same time. I had some investments, some ideas.
New rule set or a new type of fight league?
Man, the rules, I mean, that's the thing with rules. You could do whatever you want with them, but you got to get it bypassed through the commission. So all those things play a lot of key roles and stuff. So I'm more focused on other things like material, things that's a need, like a necessity rather than something that's more of a want.
Products for the athletes. I love that.
Oh, that's.
I mean, you're always talking business. You obviously understand.
Well,
boxing.
I got Nestle in the mix now. Essential water. I had Rain Body Fuel, which is the sister of Monster. I brought and I introduced, thanks to my guys, Steve Dubes. Got my guys. We got Beats. We introduced that into the sport of boxing, and then from
you brought
there,
in a lot of sponsors.
Bud Light was the major one. I was the start of everything, and then now UFC, everything else is branding into the combat for Bud Light.
Wow.
Do you feel as you advance your career as a boxer, obviously people know your skill set, they know your mind, your intellect, but like even the way you analyze fights, the way you dissect fights, like we were just talking outside, like for example, what are your thoughts on the Haney-Lomachenko fight? You fought Lomachenko, you beat him, you watch these fights, you understand these
My
fighters.
whole, I was in Florida, I was in camp, and for the Taylor fight, and everybody, as far as like my cousins that are there that I know of that moved from New York, they came to see the fight. We brought some people that were boxing fans, some of the sparring partners. Everybody's watching it, but before I'm like, I'm telling y'all, they're gonna give it to Haney. I'm just telling y'all, they go, no, what are you crazy? Nah, watch, Loma's gonna beat him. And then when it came to it, seeing the fight, seeing how everything was progressing, Loma picked up the pace after the first round. And that's the quickest I've seen Loma pick up any kind of pace in the last probably like 4 or 5 years. That's a quick pace that he picked up on. That means he felt something, saw something. He already read Haney like that. That's light work. So, but when I saw that, I see how they were, but it wasn't this is the part. But this is what the truth shall set you free. This is the part people don't realize. The commentators. If you go back and watch Haney and Loma, but without commentators, without the noise, just watch the fight, you'll know who won. The thing is, the commentators have a subject. Their primary goal as commentators is to inform you guys on the fight. Day to day, like this, what's happening every minute, every second. Who's doing what, who's being the aggressor. They're supposed to inform you and give you guys like the quiet insight. However, some of them tend to not know how to deal with business. People sometimes mix their emotions of personal into it. So maybe they're like, I like him better because I need him to win better. Like it's better for me. So I'm going to edge it on there. So what are we doing? We kind of mixing it from business to more personal.
You think they betting on the fights too? commentators.
Could be betting, could be sponsors, could
It
be
could
the
be
fact that headline.
They know
they have more access.
I have a personal.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes in MMA, I honestly think that some of the referees being on like the promoter say like, hey, if you can stop this fight for such and such fighter, if he get his opponent in trouble anytime, you can stop that fight. I feel like that's
it's boxing's changed since COVID. That's why. Yeah.
I mean, we see Showtime after 20 years, they're closing down.
Oh, no.
Right?
Showtime's been going on for like 30.
Yeah, 30
plus.
years. And some of the greatest fights of all time. Like, what's your opinion on that? We just saw them, obviously, they're going to be closing down. Who's to blame there?
I guess the mass production. I guess it could be other things being blamed for. A lot of egos. Could be the promoter they were working with. It could be so many things.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize
the fighters,
how complicated boxing is, right? You have all these different belts. You have all these different promotions. You have all these different promoters. You have a bunch of different leagues.
It's the things that you got to understand. You're also dealing with man. And I remember Shushu Carrington. He was telling me it's a man-eat-man world. And I said, damn. Oh, shoot. Well, we really in it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you got managers, you got promoters, but they're all men. Majority of the time. Some you get some woman, which would be probably better. But hey, you get man and everything, and what happens? They have ego too. They have that masculine energy. They want to be the guys that they get that crossover to.
Yeah.
And kind of always see you as like, here's our product, but this is the guy you got to talk to.
Would you say the jury business is man eat man as well?
I mean, we're in a unique position because, like he said, how boxing's evolved since COVID, so is business. And we're D2C. We don't sell to a single retailer. We only sell our own website. We're completely built from within. We're fully vertical. I mean, we work with our own athletes. I work with the team. I design the product, and we have a great team here, me and my partner, Josh, and we have an amazing staff, and we're constantly developing new websites. And, I think it's different. I think the thing with boxing and business, how they're both the same is that it's up to the person to be great. No one can be great for you. Like in business, you got to wake up every day, design something. In boxing, he has to go perform. His coach can't perform for you. In MMA, it's the same thing. You had to go get a belt. Your coach can't win it for you. But the only difference that I feel between MMA and boxing, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that there's just so much politics because of the way that the system's set up with who has a belt, who has the promoter, who has the promotion. And in MMA, you only really deal with UFC. So at least it's a lot easier because it's streamlined. I mean, would you agree? Like, how do you feel that that's been for you and your team?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro. They dislike me.
Why though?
Because when I win, I win. Nobody wins.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like it's me. I'm in there. I'm taking the cuts and the wounds and the bruises and gotta go back to my kids and they gotta see that. The fuck I gotta go and help you. Help me? No. I could help me. And it's nothing pride about that. It's just like, and the thing is like a lot of it is competition. This is what Drake, right? Say whatever. He says competition and currency is exactly in every other industry, everything. It's competition and currency. When you are that guy and they know you're that guy and you could bring a lot of product to the sport, but what pisses them off, I don't got no control over that.
And in what way, though? You as a fighter or as the management side? Like you represent yourself or you try to make your own deals? Or is it that you would just go into a fight and not really care about their PR tour or their publicity?
No, I care about all that stuff. I'm easy to work with.
Oh, got it.
Trust, I'm easy to work with. I mean, you can ask anyone that I've collabed with, whether Bud Light, Essentia, so on and so forth. Yo, man, I'm very easy. I'll promote the shit out of anything you need me to do. Any product, I'll promote it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, we all got to eat. As long as we understand that part, we don't make it personal. We good money. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people have that. They don't have that trait. They need I need that because I'm this. And that's not how it works. I took low budget money going up the ranks. Even when I fought Richard Comey for my first world title fight in Madison Square Garden back in 2019. I fought the world champion. I got I think it was I was short, but I got like 500 or something for that. Right? It was
500 million?
No. He was either 350 or 500K or something like that. 350 or 500K. But I knew I could have got more. But I can't really say much, right? Still got to go up the ranks. I understood that. Went, took that, got that. Then we fight Loma. Then they came up with the story that Loma put 800K of his purse money to me so we can make the fight happen. That never happened. They offered me $1.3 million, and after taxes, everything, you know how that go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm fighting the number one rated pound for pound guy at the time, Kingpin, over Canelo, over Crawford, over everybody. And I have my one belt. They just wanted to me X out. When I beat Lomachenko, it was like a blessing and a curse at the same time. It was a blessing because we changed the sport, we changed the generation. If you see now in boxing, you'll see a lot of these fighters are fighting more tougher competition. And if you see when I beat Lomachenko, if you look at the track records, I became undisputed. Becoming undisputed, what happened after that? Everyone, look how many people wanted to become undisputed after that. How many? A lot of boxers. I mean, even Canelo did it the next year after that, in November or September. So, like, I really am that wave, but they got to hide it because they're not getting nothing from me. But they really is. They really are. They're getting a different kind of look, a different kind of fan base, a different kind of genre. I even brought gamers in the game to the point where ESPN put downloads of platforms of apps into PS4 and Xbox One. I mean, do I need to keep going? There's a lot of things that I've done for a lot of people, but that's why I stand on my own. Because I'm going to give you what y'all need, but at the same time, I got a family to feed. I got to do my things as we all do, you know, and I don't think that should cross anything, right?
Right.
But just because I don't kiss your ass and say, oh my gosh, you're a multi-billionaire? Oh, let me go over here and like stroke on it so good. Nah, that ain't me, G. I don't do that. I don't do that because why? Yeah. Because you got to realize something. If they did it from their own knowledge, what can you do? Honestly, everybody can become a billionaire. Everyone can become a millionaire. It won't happen overnight. However, it'll come as you work hard for your things and let God dictate where he wants you to go from there. And I'm talking about the one above, not the one below. And that's my cue. If you believe in that, man, I've seen magic. God is real. I've seen his magic. It's beautiful, gorgeous. I love it. And saves my life every time. Moments like this, moments that will be later on. It's true. You know, and I think that's another reason why. Because their boss, you know what I mean? Their boss is just their boss.
Right. Yeah. Right. But do you have your own promoter?
I have mine, Takeover Promotions.
Oh, okay. So this is what I'm understanding. So you promote yourself. I
promote myself, but at the same time, I'm co-promoted with Top Rank and did a deal with ESPN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was very good. You know, it was especially during the times after Lomachenko. Yeah. It was a great time. Did some great things. And we're looking forward to bigger and better projects, I would say.
How is it promoting yourself in boxing? Because, you know, MMA fighters, we always have to go to, we like with one organization. We can't go and promote ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we don't, as MMA fighter, I don't understand that. How is it to be your own promoter?
To be your own promoter and everything, yeah, you got to find the right nets. You know, but how you become your own promoter, it takes time. You go up the ranks, you know, like I was saying earlier, and you make connections with certain people. I've met with people that are multi-billionaires and I have their contacts and we stay in touch. You know, I'm very well in touch with the president in Honduras, you know, so thinking about things like that, maybe doing an exhibition, having all of them, you know, perform for them over there, you know, bring back some belts and show everybody like, you know, I'm like their pride over there.
So you put on the card yourself, like you the main event, and you choose the co-main, you choose the undercard, you do all that, right?
We do all those things. We go back. Yeah, me and my team, obviously. It's not just a one-man team. We do all those things. We contribute, we talk, we sit down, we analyze everything that we could really work on, how we're going to make this work, and what fighters do we want on here. It's not an easy fight. It's not easy like a card to make, but then we have other people that play that part. So we have other teams that we connect with anybody else.
Can I be on one of your fight cards? Can you find me somebody that I can probably knock out or something? Cause
yeah.
How you think he'll do in boxing?
I think he'll be doing very well. I've seen your game plan. I've seen how you fight, you know, and solid, strong. All you gotta do is like lean a little back. Like if you watch Bruce Lee, that's what me and my father, we do a little bit of that.
Bruce Lee?
Oh, heck yeah.
Wow. Yeah, break that down
Jeet Kune Do, all that. If you see how he is, he lets your body flow of motion come to you, so your energy, and he uses it against you, then he'll force it back. And it hurts a lot more. And what I mean by that, sorry, I'll be losing people sometimes.
No, I'm with you.
No.
With you, yeah.
I love it.
It's like a force. We're all energy, right? So you'll feel people's vibes. You feel people's moments, right? So when you fighting, I'm working on it now, especially. That's why I've been constantly training. I want to work on my being fluent with my speed, not just rough with it. And what I mean by fluent is like you go with it, you see? Rather than always here, you kind of just go with it. You want to like align everything together and hard at the same time, make some noise with it. But with Bruce Lee, everything was always, you stay on your back. A lot of fighters, they fight, they're always on their front. So their head is almost past their knee. You can get knocked out like that. And it's easy to hit somebody like that. But when you're fighting on your back end, it's a lot harder because you see everything and it looks like you're far away, but you're really close. So it's like an illusion to the other fighter.
Wow. I'm gonna tell Coach Bobby about that. I'm gonna work on that.
There's a lot of few things. There's this thing that my father's worked on me for years, and I did a little bit of it with Taylor. It was we call it shifting. It's body movement, moving in both different kind of directions at the same time, whether you're going forward or backwards. It's so many different things.
It takes a long time to get used to that, though.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, 22 now. This is year 22, and honestly, man, it's I got used to it now because I'm not using it as for power. I'm using it to be fluent now, to dance with it. Boxing's a dance. Boxing, all those things. People don't understand. Everything is a rhythm. Everything's a dance. Even basketball, football.
Yeah.
You know.
So you telling me if I want to get better at boxing, I should watch Bruce Lee on YouTube?
Watch Bruce Lee. Watch Bruce Lee. You can watch Ali to be light. Learn how to be light. And how he did it was he would jump rope for 45 minutes. Because the more you're constantly reminding yourself of always on your toes, even as a heavyweight, you stay light on your feet because it's muscle memory.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you jump rope every day?
Yeah. Why do
Every
you
day?
think I'm the best at it?
Every day.
Yeah, I like practicing different things.
I suck at jumping rope.
That's crazy. I suck at jump rope. I'm so uncoordinated.
We only suck because we haven't tried it.
amen.
We don't. I gotta keep. I gotta,
Amen.
Pause.
Pause.
I'm like,
Hey,
we
yo.
only suck because we haven't tried it.
Hey, yo, I missed that.
He goes, yeah, me too, dog.
No.
So-
I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, he was hyped. Yo, one thing, like a lot of people who know boxing know that Lomachenko had a very unique style to him, the way he could pivot from side to side and hit you from different angles. Obviously, he grew up doing ballet or dance or something. How was it? How were you able to kind of use that against him? Because it seems
was
like,
exhausting.
Yeah, it seems like you always had a better angle than him. It seems like you always were applying more pressure than him. It doesn't seem like he was able to get good angles on you. Like, break that down for me.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys like a little insight on it then. My mentality on. I didn't let none of the hype buzz me around. It's because you look at fighters. Every fighter has a rhythm. Every fighter is used to that rhythm. Even on hard times. See them when they're going through a hard battle too. You'll see that they still keep the same rhythm. Just a little, either a faster pace or a slower pace. But they still keep it. Lomachenko always did that side step, but never did it on the other side. He would do it from time to time to switch it up, but it wasn't constant. So when it came to it, I was like, this is a good, easy fight. As tough as he was, it was an easy fight to figure out the foot movement. Because once you get the foot movement going on, you got everything else. Because that's where everything starts, right? The power generates from where? The legs, right? From the feet up. Fighting him though, he did moves and he did tactics that I'd never seen no fighter in my life ever do. That I've been in the ring with. And I've been in the ring with a lot of professionals, even Guillermo Rigondeaux. And he would do this thing, Rampage. He would actually go and say, like, in the middle, I think in 7th, 8th, or the 8th or 9th round, he was just moving his mouth like that.
Who was doing this?
Loma. In the middle of the fight.
Like fish mouth?
Yeah. And he just kept doing that. And because I'm going to tell you why. So the moment I'm steady focused on him like a hawk, I'm just on him. I looked down just for a second because he kept doing it. I look at his lips. The moment I did that, that motherfucker started throwing punches.
No way.
And I said, oh, I was like, yo, say you swear. No way. That's a good-ass move. I give you that. That was a good move.
Wow. So even at that level of boxing,
This man
he was
is touching
able...
on every kind of, even his facial expressions. So you're competing with that too.
This is the thing, though.
That's crazy.
When you fight, you look at their face.
I look at just their eyes.
Oh, because boxing is different. When I fight, I look at the chest. Because I got to watch out for knees, elbow, kicks, everything. So when I fight, I never look at their face.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
At least for myself, you most likely right for yours. At least for boxing, the reason why I look at the eyes, because the eyes analyzes everything. It's a dialogue. Mm-hmm. That's the matrix right up there. Mm-hmm. So when you download it, the eyes tell you everything. It tells you if they're gonna throw a hook, right hand.
You feel that through them? Wow.
Yep.
I mean, to be at that
I
level,
actually know where you're gonna throw it before you throw it. So I'm just waiting for you to throw it so I could come something else.
And what does that come from? Tape, experience, you,
all of the above. All of the above. And dancing with the struggles that the sport demands. So the hardships, the training, the studying, but like the sport is actually creating you from a boy to a man. You know, and that's like in every other sport that you're in. And that's why I love boxing, though. That's why it's still, to this day, with all due respect to the combat sports, boxing's still the toughest sport in the world.
Whoa.
Hey, sensitive subject.
Whoa, yeah.
That's why I said it with all due respect. Look it up. It's not me. Then you got to have beef with Google.
No, he's entitled to his opinion.
What is the toughest sport in MMA? Or what is the toughest sport in combat sports? Is it boxing or MMA?
It's MMA for sure.
Why?
Okay, so I'm gonna break it down why MMA is the toughest sport. Because you got to watch out for more than just punches and footwork, fancy footwork and stuff like that. You gotta watch out for different styles. You gotta watch out for punches, elbows, which can, like I said, cut you for life. You gotta watch out for kicks, knees. A knee at the wrong time or the right time can knock you out like right away. Then you got to worry about is he going to throw this knee, then try to set me up for a takedown. And when you get down to the ground, what he's going to do, is he going to ground and pound me, or is he going to try to submit me, or is he going to try to put me? Is he going to try to put me in a position where I think he's going to ground and pound me just so he can submit me, or is he going to try to go for a submission so I can react a certain way, so he get my back so he can ground and pound me, or get my back and choke me out? Or is he going to try to break my ankles, which can a heel hook that can dislocate your knee? You can get your elbow dislocated. You get choked out. If the referee don't stop you in time, you can die. If the referee don't pull, if I choking you out and we got a dumbass referee don't know what he's doing,
and you're out,
and you say that long, no, you can die.
Yeah.
So that's why
you hold it just enough.
Yeah. So
what do you feel about that? You think boxing or MMA?
You know what? I'm coming down to it as you're telling me all this. MMA has the most. Both are combat though, right? Both are combat sports. You beat the hell out of your body, no matter what, right? We got to, as well as fighters, as boxers, and as MMA. You guys have to, but you have to worry about more things.
Yeah, I'll give you this though.
However, it's like, how about the mind though?
Yeah.
How are we in the mind? Because if boxing to this day is still the toughest sport, is it because of it meets the 3 criteria that they need? The mentality, the physicality, and the spirituality? Who has the tougher domain on that?
I don't know, but I'll give you this one.
But MMA, you know what? Good to us, right?
Yeah.
I would say this. I would say it's completely different. The one thing I would say, though, is I think that you can't compare boxing to MMA because MMA is mixed martial arts. Right. It's multiple martial arts. Right. So compare MMA to other sports, right? Compare MMA to a sport where you have to use your hands and your legs. Or like what, kickboxing? What? No, like I'm not gonna say baseball, but baseball they slide and they hit and they catch.
The only thing you can't compare MMA to is close to like boxing and kickboxing. Yeah. But what I'm gonna say about boxing is though a lot of people don't realize that MMA looks more brutal, but boxing is more dangerous. So I can understand what he's saying.
Why is it more dangerous?
Because the head trauma. Boxers die, bro. You see that one boxer that got hit in the back of the head? Now what's his name?
Pritchard Colon.
Oh my God, man! It's
who takes more trauma in a fight, an MMA fighter or a boxer?
Boxer for sure.
Oh wow!
Because we can tap out. It's not frowned upon. It's not a biggest disgrace if you tapped out. Like if you tap out for some bullshit, people gonna call you. That's some. You're a bitch. But in boxing, you can't just give. You don't see nobody just give up in boxing, except for that one guy that gave against Mike Tyson. And then I saw this one black dude. He get in the ring, and the commentator's like, "This guy never gets out of the first round. He knocks everybody." And the dude he got out of the ring and just walked away. In his career like that. But
I just feel
see that
boxing is not a singular martial art, but they're throwing punches. They're not throwing elbows or knees or kicks or headbutts. MMA is different because it's a multiple martial art where you have kicking and wrestling and, you know, you have jiu-jitsu and striking.
I wish Bruce Lee was here.
Yeah.
What did you think he would say?
That's the thing. He's a dragon. I don't know. He said a lot of things.
I'm gonna tell you what Bruce Lee would say. Bruce Lee was actually the first mixed martial artist. So I think he would agree with me, like, yeah, because if I just got to worry about your hands, that's easy. If I just got to worry about your hands, but I got to worry about you setting up your kick with your hands, or setting up a knee with your hands, or you gonna get in close and do it.
You know what I'm liking too now that we talk about Bruce Lee again, is the fact that he talks about when you attack somebody, he goes off of like the first thing that he could really reach. And you might think it'd be your hand or your shoulder, but it's right there to your kneecap or something. Mm-hmm. And I've seen videos of that. Yeah. I'm like, wow. The reason why I like watching Bruce Lee too, the mentality. He's a philosopher. He was someone that played with words, but at the same time played with his own, I guess his own passion.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce Lee's story is unique. I think if people study Bruce Lee or if they watch this and they go learn more about him, not the actor Bruce Lee, not the poster you buy on a Venice Beach boardwalk, but the actual martial artist and the spirituality of what he kind of preached was the idea of balancing and the idea of understanding your body. When you understand your body, then you can understand your opponent's body and then you can use that against him. That's the hardest part. Because in mixed martial arts, like, you know, boxing, yes, they have to study. It's a sweet science. You have to understand timing. But the one thing that you can't take away from a MMA fighter, specifically in the UFC, the most elite league in the world, is you need to be insanely disciplined at jiu-jitsu, at kickboxing, at striking, at wrestling. Like you have to be a master of all those art forms to win.
You're in your head, right?
You think Bruce Lee would have been a good boxer?
Everything, yeah. I think he did everything.
But
honestly,
but I'm just saying, if he was living right now, same accolades and everything, you think that he would go out there and be one of the best boxers? He'd
fuck everybody up.
Even Floyd Mayweather, he'd go out
fuck
there.
everybody up because he had he knew how to master his body, his self. When you master yourself, you're mastering like a different kind. You're touching a different.
That's on another. I don't think I know how to do with myself is masturbate. Bruce Lee on another level.
I can't imagine you sitting there eating applesauce, just doing what you do best, playing video games, and just, you know, I can't just imagine you.
You know who I look up to in boxing a lot? I look up to Mike Tyson. I love his style.
Yeah.
Like, I watch.
I spoke with Tyson, man. He's
the baddest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the guy you fear. Oh, you hang out with him?
Yeah, I just at the dinner that they had the night before, the one with Gypsy King was there.
Yeah,
I saw Mike Tyson sitting there, and I met him years ago. I got a picture with him in one of my houses. I got it up there on the thing, and he like I shook his hand and everything. Like he remembered me. You know, I met him a couple times.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson he's the man. I looked up to him. I looked up to him before people knew my name was Rampage. Like, cause my cousin gave me that name when I was a kid. When in my hood, I used to fight. I used to beat up all the bullies, and I used to take my shirt off so they don't shank me.
Yeah.
So that was like my first street nickname was Mike Tyson. People used to call me. I love that man. I used to try to fight like him.
I always talk to him, man. But when I do see him and I talk to him, the last time was when I think Masvidal was fighting in Miami.
In the UFC?
Yeah. At the AAA arena or whatever they call it now.
Against Gilbert Burns?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they were there. It was Trump. Donald Trump was there. Tyson, Kid Rock. It was pretty cool, right? Seeing everybody. And then speaking to him again, I was like, yo, Tyson, I just want to hear you out, though. Like, I have this thing that, you know, I've been feeling and this and that, but I know that it could also sometimes get me in trouble. He's like, don't let your passion kill you.
He's smart as fuck.
I was like,
wait, say that again.
He's like, don't let your passion kill you. And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean by that. And I was like, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So, you know, it's just things like that, man. It's
how you think Mike Tyson got so insightful and smart? Because you listen to him, he knows a lot of shit. He's on another level.
Mushrooms.
You might be on the point. I seen him eat like a handful of them motherfuckers.
I mean, I'm not saying to go do mushrooms. I've never personally tried it, but I do know a lot of people that suffer from issues that don't want to take prescription drugs and medical drugs and pills. They go to mushrooms. They kind of reset their vibrations and they kind of reset the way they view and look at life. But one thing I think mushrooms do for a lot of people is they remove the ego. And I think when people are champions and have a ton of money and have a crazy past, when you remove the ego, you can kind of take everything in a little bit more. You could digest the world and the data of the world a little bit better and makes your life a lot easier.
You never tried mushroom? Mm-mm. Well, how you know all this stuff about mushroom?
Just all my friends.
Just keep it. Come on, bro. Just keep it 100.
Swear. Just all my friends. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I've never done drugs. Put that on my mom.
Are you straight edge?
No, I used to drink once a year on my birthday. You came to my 21st birthday. That was it. But before that, I never drank, and I've never even tried weed. I've never really smoked. I smoked cigars, but that was it. Yeah. That's when I'm on the course.
Do you ever smoked a cigarette before?
No.
You ever vaped?
No.
You ever smoked a pole?
You smoke pole?
Hell no.
Yeah, you do, right?
Hell no, you got me fucked up.
Because that was your.
Why you gonna try to reflect it?
No, because that was your GTA gamer tag, smoke pole, right? Wasn't that it? I could have swore it was smoke pole and then Gizmo. You guys did a photo together.
No. My gamer tags is always like Rampage, Jackson 55, or Street Soldier or some shit.
You ever play video games?
Yeah, of course.
What's your favorite video game?
Oh, I haven't played in a fat minute though.
What was your favorite game?
Well, you got COD, you got GTA, of course. What else? I had to play Spider-Man. I
got my own GTA server. That shit going hard. It's called Jackson City.
Say swear.
For real.
I gotta take that out.
Did you know it? It's called Jackson City. We got Jackson City Police. They stay pulling my black ass over.
If you call him past midnight, he playing Call of Duty or he playing Grand Theft.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't talk to you. I'm busy.
It's role playing. So you be on there playing and police pull you over and they ask you for your license and their registration. You gotta like try to talk yourself out a ticket. It's real. It's funny.
It's a whole world.
It's just like a GTA, but it's the first ever MMA world. Like so it's fighters and stuff on there. And I'm the champion of the city. Yeah. We have a whole arena and everything.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's nice. Yeah. Oh, who came up with that concept?
Me. I like to event that. I love video games. I've been playing video games for 40 years. I got an older brother.
Oh, okay.
And I grew up playing with him on
loves video games.
ColecoVision. I started with the ColecoVision. I skipped the Atari. I didn't like the Atari. But I've been playing video games my whole life.
Yeah, as we look at like the clinic you put on Josh Taylor, like a lot of people didn't give you any credit going in that fight. A lot of people counted you out. And if you look at the analysts, they did like a whole like kind of, they do those surveys before the fight for people that don't watch boxing religiously, but they have like a whole prediction of who's going to win. They go through 15 to 20 of the best, most, important critics in boxing. All of them said no. All of them said you don't have a chance, right? Yeah. It's like 100% unanimous. Why?
It's personal. It's not
really
boxing analytic.
Got it. Okay, so explain to me that fight. Like you put a clinic against a guy who, relinquished his championship belts and all this undisputed nonsense. Like what was going on? Because a lot of people don't even understand this, but there's just so much, I don't want to say controversy, but there's so much talk about this, but I feel like it was never really explained why.
Well, because they're not going to explain it.
Got it.
What is there to really explain it? They're not having a guy that's going to help them with some other stuff they want them to do. I'm a fighter. I'm a boxer, entertainer though, mainly. I'm just there for that. I'm not there for the other side gigs. I'm not there for that.
So when you put this clinic on him, how did that happen?
With Taylor and stuff. It's beautiful though, seeing how everybody. I wanted to test this theory out and it worked. Same way I tested the theory out with when I pulled out the Willy Wonka card with Sandor Martin in MSG last year. I tested out this theory. This is how my brain is. You got to think about it. I tested out this theory with Willy Wonka. I pulled out the card. Got the golden ticket. Now I'm with Nestle. So when it came to this part, I was like, I want to try this new theory as well. Can I rewrite an image of me to the public? I said, I think I can. And I said, how? Okay, well, I'm gonna have to piss a lot of people off. And we did. And not by like I would say, not by trying to so much, but speaking out the truth, I guess pissed a lot of people off.
Got it.
It maybe puts weight on their back. So with Taylor, I got to where so many of them were basically stating out that I was going to lose either by decision or get knocked out. And everyone had that on there. And when I came to it, I was like, this is good. I got everyone where they're at, where I need them. And that's why I was so happy when I faced Josh Taylor. I was having so much fun because I knew my camp went very well.
You didn't look stressed at all.
No, and another thing, that's why I don't leave my coach, who's my father. And that was another thing. It was that, like, he fixed something that was bothering me. And I couldn't really tell him because I didn't want him to feel bad. But I also, at the same time, couldn't figure it out at the same time. And we finally figured it out 2 weeks before we got in the ring. And thankfully, I started sparring using the same tactics that we were talking about.
You fixed something mentally or physically?
Physically, yeah.
Is it something you talked about before?
Yeah, like it was just, why are we doing the same thing constantly? It was throwing me off. You know, like with the Lomachenko fight, it worked, but it doesn't work with every other fight. That's why I say styles make fights, right? So that was the problem, and we finally fixed it. And I was like, okay, that's good. That took a lot of weight off my shoulders, and I know how how that feels.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't have to stress so much on that one particular thing that nobody knows about that I know about. You're like, okay, that went out the window. I was having a ball. And fight week, though, they were trying to rile it up and try to make it seem I was crazy and this and that, trying to make it seem like I'm not right for this fight. It's all fucked up, man. They do that to everybody that's I don't want to say, but everyone that believes. That's it.
But it was one of the most brutal knockouts, right? Wouldn't you feel?
But
yeah, your knockouts.
My knockouts, hell yeah. I got some nice knockouts.
How many knockouts you got?
I got 13. I got 13 knockouts. Every other person that I faced, I knocked down George Kambosos in the 10th round, despite my conditions. Everything else, you know, who else? And then I stopped in the 7th round. I stopped Pedro Campas coming up into 140. So yeah.
So it's not like people didn't believe that you had knockout power. It's not like people don't believe that you couldn't kill dudes. Why do you think that they didn't give you the support you needed besides the business? You think there was any other reason, stylistic wise? Because him relinquishing his like undisputed titles or him, you know, like I just don't understand that.
He didn't lose. Okay, so Josh Taylor beat Jack Catterall to defend his undisputed world titles at the super lightweight division, or if you want to call it junior welterweight. People have two different ways of calling it. That's the 140 division. He didn't lose any. He didn't lose to anybody, but he let go of the belts due to the sanctioning fees. So each belt has a sanctioning fee. Tell me about it.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Some take 2%, 3%, depends.
Of your purse?
Exactly.
How many times? A year?
Just as many times as every fight that you
Every fight you want to keep that belt on your shoulder when you walk in the ring, they get a piece of your purse.
Who is that?
All those belts. All those belts are different sanctioning bodies. WBO, WBC.
That's why Errol Spence, when he was, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford in the press conference in New York, he pulls out his belts. And he's like, I just want to say one thing, though. Like, where's all this money going to that we got to pay for these belts that we earned? And I was like, yeah, that's pretty solid. You know? And where is it going to?
No, and no one knows where. And it's going to the athletic commission or?
Because of those sanctioning bodies.
Who's the sanctioning bodies? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people get upset that he relinquished his belts because he didn't lose to anybody. So technically he beat someone who was undisputed, no one had done it. But
so I'm the first. So this is another thing. I'm the first 2-time undisputed male world champion.
Can you break that down for MMA people that might not understand what undisputed is?
All right, so undisputed is you have the Ring magazine, which is the lineal belt, we call it, which they call it the Rocky belt. That's the number one. That's the number one kingpin. That you are the guy, basically. That's what it is. You're the man of your division, you know. And then it goes down to the other belts that are the 4 major. Back then and before 1988, they had only 3 major titles, but now they got the WBO involved. So now we got 4. So each body has a rankings of the best fighters, and how they go by it is like go by the ranks. Who's number 1? Who's number 2? Who could go and fight for this belt? If it's already taken, we need you to get to at least top 3 rankings, maybe in their sanctioning to fight our world champion. And that's how it really works. It works off of that, almost like amateur kind of style. If you think about it. How you have to keep going up. Or in the UFC, MMA, I'm sure they do that.
Same ranking system, but the only idea is that now there's 4 different number 1s. There's 4 different rankings.
No, we don't have it.
You guys only have 1, which is a lot more, it's simple.
We used to have 2. You know, I'm the first ever unified champion in my sport. So back in the day, it was this show called Pride in Japan. Pride meant something different.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, Pride FC.
Yeah,
now Pride means something different now. So
with the logo, was it like a lightning or
with the fist, right?
Yeah.
So
what you talking to, man?
Oh, you know.
Come on now.
And so they UFC bought them, and then Dan Henderson, he had 2 belts. He had my weight class, and he had Anderson Silva's weight class, the 85. And I fought him first when I was UFC champion, and I became the first ever unified champion. And then after that, there was no more. We don't have that no more.
Yeah. They don't I heard they're trying to do something with like turning one of them silver, like the interim.
Oh yeah,
I think that's
a great idea.
I think that's great. Yeah. It's hard for boxing. They've been in the game for so long that it's always seemed normal, but now we're having unnormal people coming into the sport that not aware of how it works. You know, I haven't done their studies on it, which is not nobody's fault. We just got to explain it better.
But he basically was undisputed because he beat the guy that was undisputed. But
Lomachenko
because he had to
had
give away his belts, they didn't give it to him.
Oh,
yeah.
now I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, when I fought Lomachenko, he had the WBC. They call it franchise, but it's technically the super.
Mm-hmm.
They elevated him because they wanted him, like Lomachenko, the champion. So that's the thing too. Lomachenko is the champion at that weight at that time in 2020, or going into 2020. So they're gonna go what their guy wants because that's their champion. And Loma said, "No, I want to go and complete my route. I already got 3 of the 4 world titles. I just need to beat Teofimo and I'll become undisputed." So he went for that route. But he had 3 of the 4 major world titles, along with the Lineo, which is the Ring magazine, which is You Are the Guy.
Right.
And so when we fought, I had the last belt. That became, and why they said a lightweight king, it was for the undisputed. Mm. After that, we fought Taylor. Taylor didn't lose any of those belts. He relinquished them because he had to keep paying the sanctioning fees. And they also want to make him have mandatories. That's another thing.
Mandatory fights.
Mm-hmm. Mandatory
so
fights.
they can make money off him. So do you get paid extra money when you get like the unified,
Yeah. So but it depends on, at that point, everyone's going to make money because now we're having more than one body sanctioning fee in there.
Yes.
So
Can I ask you a question? Can you do a deal like with a promoter? I know you promote your own fights, but can fights do a deal like when they fight and they defending their belts? Like, hey, yeah, I'll do it, but you got to pay my sanctioning fee as well. Can
fighters do that?
Yeah. Like
you do more of a fee. I believe that you could do whatever you want. Honestly,
yeah,
you can make a fee, but
if there's a fee, if there's a sanctioning fee, why they
you don't want to play the same game they've been doing it.
It's still bread
but you
that
already
comes out of your pocket.
But I know it's still bread coming out of your pocket, but you already
can make a belt.
Yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay it no matter what, right? If you want to keep that belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I think that was also more of a stand on, hey, look, guys, you don't need to have all these belts. We all know we're the best.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. But some people might say, I want to go to boxing. I'm 45. I don't think I would ever have those type of accolades in boxing.
You never know.
Never know. I never know. But what if I got these belts and I want to keep these belts? I'm gonna say like, all right, I'll keep defending these belts. Give me mandatories. But when I fight, I'm gonna negotiate in my purse. Yeah, but you pay my sanctioning fees. Has that ever been done? That you
for us fighters, yeah.
So people do that. That's just pay me my purse and this for my sanctioning fees. So it really is not coming out of your pocket. You got to pay it anyway if you want to keep the belt.
If you want to keep the belt, yeah. But my side is like I want to fix the shit that's happening in the sport. You know, I want to fix that stuff. So I would just make a belt, not really charge nobody, but keep it out there because that's how you start something. You gotta start somewhere. So you gotta brand it out, put it out there. And not really charge them. Let them be. If they won the fight, like you charge them for the belt when it's vacant, but then that's it. When they're champion, that's it. You shouldn't charge them.
What would you call your belt? The TO belt?
Takeover?
The takeover belt.
Oh yeah,
that's not bad. That's a good belt. It's like that. It's like that BMF belt for UFC.
Yeah.
So in boxing, as a champion, when you get your belt, obviously you get your franchise fees or your belt fees, and then you get what other things get pulled out of your purse.
No, that's about it. Man.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's kind of simple, but at the same time, when let's say you're getting like $1 million or so, you're taking 2-3% of that. You know, it's gonna be something.
That's crazy.
Exactly. So everyone has their thing, you know, and you just got to know. Especially a lot of that has to do with also who's your manager too. You know, because sometimes managers could be very they're all buddies with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, and you're just like shrimp.
All the managers know each other.
Yeah, you're like a shrimp on a plate or so. You know, it's
that's
like
crazy.
Shrimp cocktail type shit.
As we start to wrap up this podcast, bro, I know that you haven't officially unretired, and everybody wants to see you in the ring.
Well, you never know because the exhibition stuff is looking great, and I've been offered stuff, and why not? You know,
a lot of people say Haney, they say Garcia, they say all these dudes.
They don't want to fight me.
You don't think Haney wants to fight you?
I have messages and didn't want to fight me, but I'm not gonna put him out there like that.
So you don't think Haney wants to fight you because of the money, because of you, because he knows you'd get knocked out, or what? Like, what is it?
That's on them.
That's on them.
He just, he's big guy, big tough guy. Then so be it. But like, show it. You want to say I'm fighting Prograis, but Prograis has been at this weight for a long time. Regis Prograis has been at 140 as long as Josh Taylor, and Josh Taylor beat Regis Prograis. Just want to clarify for everyone that doesn't know that.
Yeah. For
the WBSS, which was World Boxing Super Series or Super 6 Series. And he got the Muhammad Ali trophy. He beat Regis Prograis in the finals. And I beat Josh Taylor. I'm the king.
What
I'm
do
that
you,
guy.
what do you think
up.
what would happen if you fought Devin Haney?
Devin Haney, I beat his butt. Yo, like he sucks for real. Trash.
Man,
Loma said it too. Lomachenko said it.
Trash.
Terrible.
Hey, he said trash.
Trash. Like amateur.
Garbo.
You
Still
compared
fights.
to
No,
you or in
he
general?
still fights like an amateur.
What? Explain that for people that don't know boxing. Why you say it like that? Because we know you have the pedigree to say these types of things, but why do you say that?
There's a different IQ. It's a different level when you go there. And the thing is that he's man-made. He's been helped to get there, but he doesn't have it to sustain it and stay there. And who knows? We'll see it either before we fight or we see it when we fight.
What about Ryan Garcia?
Ryan Garcia, now he's just doing what he has to do. He's just milking game.
You don't think he has what it takes to be a champion?
I believe he can, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has a chance.
Yeah.
As long as you come back.
Yeah.
You know, that's all that matters.
He's good. He's
you
fast.
only fail,
He's young.
You only fail when you quit.
How do you think that Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight, how do you think he did?
I think he rushed. You know, he rushed in, and I think a lot of it had a lot probably to do with pressure, the mentality of it, the just the noise. Because he came in there just trying to get him out quick because he doesn't want to go all the way with him. That's how I saw it. Everybody's having their part. Everybody's playing their part. Tank is busy doing his thing. His team got theirs.
How would you compete against Tank?
Is that the same weight class?
Hmm?
You guys the same weight class?
No.
He's
he
bigger
fights
than you.
at 35. I fight at 40.
Yeah.
Oh, he's smaller than you.
Yeah.
They look big on TV. Y'all look big on TV. I can't tell what size y'all are. Hey, I got a question though about your takeover belt. When people say stuff, man, my wheels get to turning. Hey, how about this? How about you make the takeover belt and you get me on one of your promotions, and the first one you make it out of cardboard, so when I win, I can be the paper champion. I ain't mad at that. I want to be a boxing champion. Can I be the first heavyweight takeover?
That'd be like an actual box belt. You get me?
Like cardboard.
Who would you want to fight for your first fight?
My first takeover championship. Who's a good heavyweight that I can go out there and I could probably knock out and be a
knock
champion?
out.
I want to knock somebody.
You got that power.
Yeah, I want to knock some. I want to knock somebody out for the championship, but I don't want to win by decision. I want to knock out. I don't want to get knocked out, but I don't want to lose by decision. But I like the exciting fights.
Damani Rock.
Yeah,
he was with Rock Nation for a while.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
He'll be a good fight for me for your belt.
He's from Philly, I think.
How many fights I got to fight in your promotion before I go for the takeover belt?
Oh no, we family here, man.
Yeah,
So,
you going straight to the top.
He goes straight to the top.
Hey, can you sponsor the takeover belt?
I would want
JAXXON?
to watch you do a boxing fight against like a Stipe or someone that's current in the UFC.
Why?
Because you're like a gangster. I feel like you would be able to take anybody.
Yeah, I do it, but I'm saying, but why?
Or like
this,
you versus you know.
That's you want me to do a boxing match against an MMA fighter?
Yeah.
I'll fight Vanderlei. in a boxing match.
Wow.
I think Shogun called me out in boxing.
Who you thought of like in your head? Picture like knocking out. Who
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, like you
I know
the
you
fighter,
think
you
about
the
it.
champ. You pick. You the takeover champ.
I had to keep it 100. Is that I ain't really been seeing a whole lot of heavyweights out there. The only ones I know is like
the majors.
Yeah. Those are the only ones I know. Hey, how about this? How about that guy that Deontay Wilder folded up like a motherfucking waffle against the ropes with the long hair. He was talking. How about that fat dude?
I know.
What's his name? You know, the guy that was
Sherman.
He was doing yoga. He was doing a backwards yoga pose.
He's from Haiti. Yeah.
He's from Haiti.
Yeah.
How about I bet is he a real good fighter?
Huh? Yeah, he was a champion too.
He was
He's
a
a
heavyweight champion, dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you fight him.
Why? Wilder made him. Hey, Wilder made him look like he was like a little bitch. He just folded him over like backwards.
No.
I think I can take that guy. Am I wrong though?
Hey, he was a heavyweight boxing champion. I don't want you to
I'll
fight
tell you
him.
something. Talk your shit and back it up. That's all that matters.
This guy just wants
You know what I'm
smoke
saying?
as his first card.
You go out there like, nah, I'm the fucking best. Who is you?
I'm gonna fight Shannon Briggs
Like that.
first.
That's an easy fight, though.
Then
That's an easy fight for you.
The Prince was talking about me fighting.
Ain't
Lennox
no
Lewis
such
next.
thing.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Dog, that's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
I know, and
You're
Saudi
not going
Arabia.
to fight Lennox Lewis.
Dude, I ain't scared to risk a loss.
He
It's
learned
boxing.
from Emmanuel Stewart.
I know.
Learned from Emmanuel Stewart. God rest his soul, man. Emmanuel Stewart, on top of that, he trained the Klitschko brothers.
Yeah.
And the Klitschko brothers held the world titles in the heavyweight division for a decade.
So you saying
2 brothers had the division on lock.
and they was kickboxers at first.
Did they ever fight against each other?
No.
No.
So you saying
That's crazy.
So you saying it's stupid to do an exhibition match against Lennox Lewis?
Come on, bro.
Is
We
it
don't
stupid?
need that. It's not stupid. You're gonna make a lot of money, but
not
I don't want to
stupid.
see you fight Lennox Lewis.
Well, listen. What if the Prince offered me $20 million to fight?
Okay, but we're gonna watch you fight Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Listen,
he's
I think
good.
as long as you practice consistently every day, look at Ngannou. That gives you guys a whole bunch of hope.
You
Yeah.
said that gives you guys.
Yeah.
That gives
Everybody.
you guys.
What you mean, you guys?
You know,
He said he meant MMA fighters.
MMA fighters. Let me be clear.
He said
What do you
MMA
mean?
fighters. Wait, why did you smirk when I said you versus Gervonta Davis? Why did you smirk?
No, because that's actually a fight that I would love to have.
Why, you think you would be able to just piece him up or what?
Yeah, because I know how to beat Tank.
How would you beat Tank? You don't gotta give us your game plan.
Come on,
don't give
come
us
on,
your
man.
game
Come on,
plan.
man.
But,
All right, in the
but,
Rolly fight,
like,
I already dictated like stuff. When he fought Rolando Romero, Rolly was doing well.
yeah, hey,
But-
Rolly
but
looked good.
Rolly was doing well, keeping himself composed, but then he got excited because he felt like he did hurt Gervonta at one point. Tank was going on his back, but then he lunged. But that's the thing, people don't understand. Rolando Romero is not. He does not have that much experience in the boxing game. He turned. Yeah, I think he started boxing at 17. Yeah.
How good is Tank?
Huh?
How good is Tank?
Tank is a good fighter for everyone out there that needs to have like that wants to see boxing. Yeah, he has those things for those people.
Is he the best in his weight class?
In the what 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beats all those guys. And the only one that'll give him a challenge is Shakur. Shakur Stevenson will give him a challenge because Shakur is technical where you got to really a little bit think more. It's not like, the thing you guys also got to see is like Tank has been fighting C to B class fighters. He hasn't reached
that again?
To C class to B class fighters.
You don't think Tank fighting Ryan Garcia is an A+?
No, Ryan
No?
is an A+ on media, on the internet, social. A+. Yeah. But not as a boxer. We all know this.
Can I ask you a question that might? I'm not trying to offend or nothing like that with boxing, but
I grew up with all those guys. Even Tank, I've known them since we were like 10. Yeah. And Shakur, I've known since we were like 12. Yeah. And that was at the Junior Olympics. The Junior Golden Glove Nationals.
Crazy history.
This is what I want to learn. I want to learn this.
We all know each other.
I'm not being disrespectful or anything, honestly, but a lot of boxers, they have like undefeated records, like 30-0 and stuff like that. It's going off what you said. Like
but Tyson lost. Ali lost. Leonard lost. Duran lost. I mean, we got to keep going. Hagler. So many of them, and to this day, are the most respected and profound greatest of boxing.
Right.
Like those are the guys you think of. You think of even who? Jack Dempsey. You think of Sugar Ray Robinson is the main one. Right. And you really think of
George Foreman.
Right.
George Foreman.
Right. I understand that, but
I started doing this.
How come so many boxers when they first starting off going pro, a lot of them like 30-0 and stuff before they start losing. In MMA, you never see that. Only one. We got John Jones.
They build your record. And on top of that, they build your record. Sometimes they take it to Mexico and they build it there just to start it off. Half of, if not 3/4 of Canelo's, 3/4 of Canelo's record is in Mexico.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, about like half or 3/4 of his career is in Mexico.
But would we consider Canelo like the greatest?
I think when Canelo came into the United States to fight and was a Golden Boy and everything, I think he was already in his 30-something fight or like 44th fight professionally and undefeated.
Fuck, let's go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Either
We
30
stop by Hong Kong. I need to
we
build my
stop by Hong Kong. You ever been to Hong Kong in Mexico?
No, not yet. Hong Kong and Mexico.
It's the best Chinese restaurant in Mexico.
It's a classic JAXXON podcast question.
Yeah. Bear eats there all the time.
I do love Chinese food.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan
He's
of
a big
orange
fan of
chicken.
Chinese food. Yeah.
Not yet. So they do all that and just kind of to emulate the guy that really changed the business of boxing, and that was Mayweather. So, because he
So
did
do you think
undefeated.
people are scared now of just getting that one loss, even though that means nothing?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I got a loss and I came back on top. Like what?
Yeah, like what?
Like what? Y'all can't touch us.
Yeah, all the pressure is gone once you get that first loss out the way. It's like
The thing is, like, I knew it was gonna be like that regardless, whether I won or lost. That's why I never really kept ties with any of them for a reason. Because
I lost my first pro, so
yeah, it doesn't matter. Look at you. You ended up getting a belt.
Yeah.
And I think even the MMA community. Hey, you ever watch him do that growing up? Yeah.
Man,
What?
he was one of the main guys that I started watching.
Oh man, that's what's up.
Because
Man.
I was
crazy.
it was a
That's
transition
crazy.
and it was new for me. And
Yeah.
I had some friends in when I was in Florida, their dad, the kids, they used to like it. And we used to go to like Flanagan's or some of these bars and we'll watch you guys compete. It was so cool.
Thanks, man. That's what's
Thank
up.
you.
Change the game.
Yeah.
The Howlin', and you should have seen him last night, Howlin'. Oh my God.
I think it's a lot different then. You guys were more raw
Yeah.
than it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it raw?
Huh? Yeah.
Pause.
No, I was talking about with the woman. Not they can't say
You're
you
out of
can't
your
say
mind.
pause after that. You like it raw. You can't say.
No,
you
but
can't,
yeah, I gotta have that. Yeah.
He like it. Just how you like it?
How you like?
Hey,
Hey,
baby, I
Gizmo, how you like it,
raw.
Gizmo?
How you like it?
Gizmo like the leftovers.
Oh my.
Gizmo likes the leftovers.
Yo, so right now I want you to break down to me your top 3 favorite boxers of all time and why.
Boxers? Okay. I would say we got Joe Louis. Joe Louis was profounded as the generation of a new audience. Brought a lot to the game. And boy, he was beating so many asses up. Different style. His honestly, his demeanor. That was all. I grabbed things from not just styles, but more of the mentality, because that's where everything starts. And then we go back, and then we go into Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson, very well, beautiful jab, was good at the 1-2s, very nice with him. That'll be my number 2, but nothing in order. Be frank, Muhammad Ali, you can't miss that. Muhammad Ali is, for me, the guy that actually, those guys had arsenals, good things, good tactics, but still kept the game serious. Ali brought some light into the game, into the sport. But outside of the sport, what did he do? Which I loved was Malcolm X, and he learned that from Malcolm X. Stand for something or fall for anything. You stand for something and fall for nothing. And I love that about Muhammad Ali. I think he's the true inspiration and the core, one of the main light cores for boxing. Brings the excitement, lets you know the entertainment. Yeah. How light he was, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And then you go to who I really watched a lot. It's almost a tie though. It was Roy Jones and Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker. Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker. I looked at those guys a lot, especially coming up in the ranks. Especially me when I first started boxing. I knew that why because of the fact that I knew I was a boxer. I like to be flashy, style. I was always having fun. And my last one, I'll say it's me, Teofimo.
I love
the one
that.
and only.
A little confidence
The
at the end.
takeover.
You already know. The takeover.
The takeover.
No,
See him
I'm
doing
saying-
backflips in the ring when he knocks someone out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I be having them Fortnite dances. I mean, all those things that
that's
we
what's
bringing
up.
them.
Oh, that's what's up.
But because you gotta entertain everybody,
right.
you gotta give everybody what they want, and sometimes even more.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm in a good place right now. You know, and I tell everybody right now, if you want to do something, do it for your own good and for your own health, not for someone else's approval or liking. That never gets you anywhere. And I believe we need more leaders than followers. So be a leader, stand on something, and if it bothers you, it's probably because you're doing something right.
I love it. I love it. You think Muhammad Ali was the first entertainer in boxing?
Yeah, I believe he was one of the maybe not the first because he got to look up to somebody, right?
Yeah.
And he had to study his game from somebody.
I think he said he liked pro wrestling. He brought that energy over.
See, there
He
it
was
is. Then.
he was one of the first crossover fights. I don't think people know that.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali fought a wrestler.
Yeah, he fought
Did he fight
Inoki
Inoki.
in Japan.
A lot of people
the most
forget.
boringest fight I ever seen.
Really?
Jeez.
You never seen that fight?
I only watched a little clip on Instagram.
You can't watch that long of that shit.
So I would say, he just knew. It's just magic, man, literally.
What was that that black boxer name? He was heavyweight. He was rich as hell back in the day. It's 100 years ago where he was dating white women and they hated him. What was his name? Was it I know my coach know his name.
You're not talking about is it
Jack something? Jack Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a goat.
Hey, yeah, he was. When I learned about him, he was a goat. Like back in the day, like this is like the early 1900s. He was dating white women.
And he was just beating up
He was
white people.
beating up people. Like they hated him, but they couldn't do nothing to him.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people that study boxing and study the science of boxing can't ever figure it out themselves, right? It's one of those sports where it's you can't just go pick up a ball and start shooting and try to learn. You still have to be able
That's
to hit
another
somebody.
thing. How long you think it would take me to adapt and get into MMA, like mixed martial arts? How long would it take me to learn it?
You can learn it faster than it would take for me to learn boxing, because you can do jiu-jitsu. You can start jiu-jitsu if you really like it, and you drill a lot. You can learn how to like defend shit in 6 months, a year, and then if somebody try to submit you can get out of it. You might not become like the best submission artist, okay, and then you already know boxing, and so kickboxing, Muay Thai, you'll get that within like 6 to 8 months. Just because it's different footwork, but wrestling is where you're gonna have your hardest part. Now, I've only known personally myself one fighter that didn't wrestle in high school, and he was a great wrestler. He just trained with a lot of MMA fighters that wrestled in high school. Yeah. And when I wrestled with him, I had him as my sparring partner. When I wrestled with this kid, I could have sworn that he was like a state champion at wrestling and national champion. And he said, "No, I never wrestled. What I did was I just trained with all these wrestlers." So it depends on your mindset, but the wrestling is gonna be your hardest art that you're gonna. It's gonna take you longer. So it'll probably take you like a year. But honestly, with wrestling, all you really need to do, if you're smart, is work on your defense. Because if you're a boxer and you got your stand up, you know what you want to do. All you gotta do is work on keeping other people from taking you down. So honestly, if you get the right coaches, like say you train with someone like Antonio McKee, he's done it before. He'll teach you how to keep people from taking you down. He can probably teach you that within 3 or 4 months. It's just if you got to leave everything else alone and just focus on keep people from taking you down. So he's right. It'll take you longer to learn boxing than MMA.
Man. The toughest sport.
There you go.
Fuck you!
You set you up.
Fuck out of this podcast.
He set you up.
He set me up.
You up.
This motherfucker.
Hey, the sweet science. He baited you, and then there it came. That's it. You might as well sign us off on that note. That's it.
Hey. Fuck Teofimo. He just set me up, and he just proved that boxing is tougher than MMA. But hey, thank you for joining us today.
Unreal.
Teofimo.
There we go.
Unreal.
Teofimo, the Takeover Lopez.
Very honored to have you as one of our first boxing guests, one of the greats, and somebody that we're going to watch do a lot more damage in the world right now, in the world of boxing, because when this guy comes back, you guys are all in trouble. Get your belts ready. Don't forget, you get a free chain when you buy 2 on JAXXON.com, up to 50% off site-wide. You see the value. You see what it is, real gold made in Italy, and I'm telling you right now, it elevates any fit. Bracelets, rings, chains, it's all there. JAXXON.com, biggest sale of the year. And in the comments, let us know who you guys want on the next episode. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share it. Thank you to the GOAT himself, Rampage Jackson, and the one and only Teofimo. We out.
Thank you.
Does your chain hang low? Does it wobble to the flow? Is it time to make it?